With a new adaptation of The Running Man out, I thought I would take a look back at the original cult classic. Though it may vary from the original Stephen King novella, which is one he published under his Richard Bachman pen name, there's still a peak action film and a year full of them. Let's open up 1987's The Running Man and get started. The film, directed by Paul Michael Glazer, with a script from Stephen E. D'Souza, takes place in an alternate dystopian version of the year 2017. It's not a stretch in hindsight. While in the book, the lead of interest out of shape middle-aged guy, here it's played by Arnold Schwarzenegger in his 80s prime. The one constant is the setup. Being imprisoned for a crime he did not commit, this being gunning down unarmed civilians just wanted food. Again, not a stretch in hindsight. The prison camp he's being held at has a classic deterrent. Tracking collars that make your head explode if you try to leave the perimeter, as another prisoner found out the hard way. As are texts such as audio cassettes still being in play where bill and card scanners on vending machines aren't. That is simple. The state of the world in this film leaned more towards control than innovation. After a failed attempt to flee the country alongside Amber Mendez, played by Maria Conchita Alonso, she and Ben are placed in The Running Man, the most popular game show in the country. Hosted by Damon Killian, played by the late Richard Dawson, he puts a delicious spin on his run as the original host Family Feud. Even as someone who's more familiar with the runs of Richard Card and especially Steve Harvey as host, he makes a fantastic villain. Anyway, not only can people playing at home win prizes in cash, the grand prize winner wins their freedom. If they lose, they die. It's a simple but effective setup, and Ben is up against a whole assortment of stalkers to get through. I'll go through them all as we go, but the big one is Captain Freedom, played by Jesse Ventura. As Ben is sent into battle, it's another one that is not only an entertaining film on its own, but also darkly humorous satire of the decade's machismo, much like the same year's Predator. It's also being revisited this year, imagine that. I also like the bit parts and supporting roles, including Stevie, played Dweezil Zappa, Frank's son. Mr. McGardle, played by Donald Hardy, is also a welcome presence. The reaction scene, Ben's manipulatively edited rampage is priceless. Ditto with Edith Wiggins, played by Lynn Stewart. The objective is to make it through all the battle zones within 3 hours' time, with winners getting everything from tropical vacations to cash, and the grand prize for the runners, their freedom. It's Showtime synergy, and Ben is sent via rocket luge to his first opponent, Sub-Zero, played by Toru Tanaka. No relation to the Mortal Kombat character, apart from the guys at Midway being fans. Turns out both the character and actor are actually professors, how about that? A full decade before heroes with similar heavies flanking him as Mr. Freeze, Ben dispatches him with barbed wire atop the hockey rink. First Sub-Zero, now Plain Zero. Some might also say fatality. The next opponents are Buzzsaw, played by Gus Reithwich, and Dynamo, played by Erland Landlith. Turns out the guy who wanted them both is played by Roger Bumpus, as in the future Squidward Tentacles. Amber is sent into the battle zone, but not for pulling the files on what really happened that night in Bakersfield. The plan is to blow the whistle on the whole scheme with help from Weiss, played by Marvin J. McIntyre, and Laughlin, played by late Yaphet Kotto. The music from Harold Faltermeyer is another key component of this movie. I actually say I like it better than his Welcome to Beverly Hills Cop, especially since the actual F theme is the only thing I liked about those movies. Buzzsaw gets bisected by his own blade, and as Weiss starts cracking the code with Amber, now the fight turns to Dynamo. Figures. We're not playing quizzes and puzzles with them in Lumio City. We're doing action scenes to synth covers of Wagner, and it is glorious. Though Ben spares Dynamo, next up is Fireball, played by late producer and character actor Jim Brown. Laughlin dies, and Captain Freedom isn't on board with using the showy toys as Stalker. First to do the old-fashioned way, by hand. Stevie fittingly has another contact, Mick, played Mick Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac. Nice. Damon offers Ben a network deal, which he vehemently refuses. Agnes choosing Ben next to draw blood is just great. Not just Arnold gets all the best quips here. As Amber gets to a hidden uplink site, Fireball goes down in smoke and up in flames. Wait, strike that. Reverse it. Amber also discovers the previous winners, or rather what's left of their charred bodies. I will also admit, the scene of the traveling mat is even more relevant in the age of deepfakes and other forms of AI. Your move, Michael and Edgar. Though it's an impressive fight, it's all a bunch of digital smoke and mirrors, and is about to be blown away and smashed. Amber gets Mick the uncut tape, and everyone else gets locked and loaded for the final showdown, especially like Stevie doing his dad's lines from I Am the Slime, and Dynamo getting electrocuted by his own suit. Even Damon's security chief, Sven, played fittingly by Sven Old Thorson, walks out on him. They close on Ben victorious more ways than one, and as killing is exposed, he literally goes down in flames with his reputation as Ben embraces Amber. Always satisfying conclusion for me. The movie goes to a respectable $38 million on its $15-27 million budget, and while critics initially didn't know what to make of the movie, since undergone reevaluation, is now seen as one of the best films of its cast and year. Maine's beloved classic among fans of Schwarzenegger and 1980s action films such as myself. So a full remake that's functionally very thin the original was satirizing, far from a more faithful adaptation being pitched, is a hard pass. Especially with the original movie, he influencing numerous other works from film to video games, Smash TV being a personal favorite of mine. If anyone else feels the same, I would advise saving your money and watching this one again. I know I will be. My final rating is 4 out of 4. That's all for now. Take care.